Okay, welcome back to Jeff Outdoors. Maple season 2025 has ended. And like I was telling, uh, I'm out in the shop tonight. Actually, this is the first weekend in the past month, I think, that really kind of had just some really nice downtime with mom in the hospital. And then maple season uh, happening. It's been pretty busy place around here. Um, so this maple season would not have happened without, I guess you could say, the intervention of God. Mom had her heart valve surgery and pacemaker surgery. February 3rd was the valve surgery, and then a week later, she had the pacemaker put in. Well, uh, she's home now and recovering and doing very well. And thank you for all the prayers from all my subscribers, people who have asked. I can't tell you how much that is appreciated. So, with her going into the hospital, I actually had not planned. I had not planned to really do maple syrup this year, with too many unknowns. And maple syrup is a commitment. You're either gonna commit to getting as much sap as you can, getting it in and boiling it down. Yeah, you can, boil 15, 20 gallons and get yourself a couple of pints, quart of syrup for the house for a while. You can do that, but uh, I have actually been getting more serious about maple syrup past couple of years, and usually during my season, by the end of it, anyways, I actually have quite a few people who text me and want to buy bottles of maple syrup off me, and I usually sell out every year. I keep a couple bottles for myself, but that's about it. But anyways, I had not planned on doing this. So maple season coincided. Perfect timing. God's timing, right? Perfect timing. Like mom came home from the hospital and was manageable in care right at the onset of its time to tap trees. So by the time she was comfortable, I was tapping trees. It just it was just absolutely perfect. And I don't believe in coincidence. So that's that. And I ended up having the best maple season I've ever had. Granted, compared to lots of other people doing maple syrup out there, I made just shy of 10 gallons of maple syrup. So I ended up with almost 100 bottles of the size of maple syrup bottle that I package in, or sell or give away. I give family some maple syrup. We got the storms blowing in tonight. I'm out here watching stuff, but I was watching Hockey Night in Canada there. They're intermission right now. But the best maple syrup season ever. And I made a little bit of an investment by buying a Smoky Lake steam bottler this year. And I can't even tell you how nice that made life, how easy that made my life for maple season this year. Filtering and bottling with that is just It's nearly effortless. Uh, American-made equipment. Just what a great system. Yeah, it's a little pricey, but it's gonna last a very long time. That thing will probably last 20 years. Well worth the investment up front. And I didn't want to get into used equipment. I like to know that something is. I like to know what something was used for in the past. Sometimes you can't do that with used equipment. So I went brand new and got that in house just before the sap run. So I had it perfect timing again. It was like a 2 week lead time. So I ordered it, and the 2 weeks and the coinciding with mom coming home and maple and tapping maple trees and boiling. The first sap run this year was huge. Second sap run, second week of maple, was even bigger. So I had 70 taps out this year, and that's a lot of work for one person. If you've not ever done 70 taps and boiled all, putting your taps out, collecting the sap, bringing it back, putting it into your sap tanks, boiling it, wood-fired evaporator, all those things, and then filtering and bottling. I'm a one-man show when it comes to that, so I like the challenge. Kind of reminds me of Friday nights back in high school playing football, high school football. Friday nights, it's go time. Maple season comes rolling around and it's go time. Oh yeah, good stuff. I was supposed to be getting up to Vermont this March, but that just didn't. That's just not happening, and it's already mid-March, and I was going to go up and visit family and maybe connect with some sugar houses up there in the old Northeast Kingdom. But we'll save that maybe for next year. Usually, once I'm done, Vermont is kind of starting to hit their peak. I actually know some Vermont guys just started boiling 4 or 5 days ago, I think. Up there, they had a lot of snow. There was like still 3 or 4 feet of snow up that way when I had started maple season. So they were still waiting. So it's this season has been, it's just been unreal, and I can't sit here and tell you that I am not worn out from this season. I had about 20 gallons of sap left for last night. I decided to dump it. By the time I fire up the evaporator and get the sap running, I actually end up having to save about 10 to 12, 15 gallons just to make sure my pan is full when the evaporator is still hot, because you don't want a dry empty pan sitting on a hot evaporator. It has to have liquid in it. So it would have only been like 10 gallons, which is not very much syrup. It wasn't worth the time, so I dumped it. I've done that in the past. That's just kind of part of the process when you have maybe any size operation. You have to have a good amount of sap before you start up your evaporator. It's like this season. I wanted to have at least maybe 60, 70 gallons of sap before I even went out and spent the time and fired up the evaporator. That's for me, that 70 gallons is, I boil 10 gallons per hour. So, that's a day. That's a nice afternoon, long afternoon. I meant to start boiling this year early, but it tended I tended to sleep in a little bit on Saturdays because I was trying to catch up on some sleep in between working a full-time job and collecting sap right after work. So I would sleep in on Saturdays. Would start boiling maybe by 11 a.m., 12 noon, and would go all day. And the cool part is, I still have I have some friends that I've grown up with who are in the area still, and they come by and they bring a 6 pack or 12 pack of beer or something, hang out for the afternoon, and chat and hang out. Makes for a good time. So sitting around the evaporator, drinking beer, talking about old times, talking about politics, whatever. So that's always good. So right now, I am looking to next season. So my goal is 100 taps, and I have a few other trees that I have to find out there. I tap our property, the property next door, and up the road. There's a township about 10 minutes out that I tap, and some people in town. I live outside of town, so we're out in the township here. So I drive all the way into town. It's actually on my way home from work, and collect sap in town before I come back out here. So it works out pretty good when I do my sap runs. And then there's another guy I went to high school with, just mile up the road here, and I actually tapped his trees for the first time this year on that second week of the biggest run, and that sap helped add. He's got a few trees that just ran like a, just ran like a bastard, and just fantastic. So planning for 100 taps next year. I don't really have anything to upgrade to at this point. I upgraded to the 2x4 evaporator. I'm getting 10 gallons per hour, which is pretty good. Investing in a bigger evaporator at this point is just not even, I would feel comfortable using the 2x4 up to probably 200 taps, maybe 150 taps, maybe. And I usually actually take time off work every year to do maple syrup. And sorry, my eye doctor wanted me to get bifocals, but I I said no for the time being, and I sometimes just kind of do that. So, but I got the bottler. I have the upgraded evaporator. There's really nothing. I'm going to get some more buckets. Not really. I'm not really going for the bags just yet. I've been on the fence about bags. You have to buy bags every year, so there's added. That just adds to things to do. If I can just have it, and then the buckets that I invested in, those don't get holes poked in them by squirrels. The buckets that I do have are actually old maple syrup farm from northern Vermont, and they've been transplanted out here by myself to carry on maple sugaring. These buckets are decades old. They're not going anywhere. They're aluminum. They're actually sitting over here behind the camera thing. So it's a fixed investment, fixed cost. That's not going to change. Most of the taps I use are cast aluminum or stainless steel. I haven't gone into the plastic stuff or the nylon taps. I don't want anything that's going to be more of a heat sink at the tap, so I like the metal taps, and that's kind of my philosophy. So I'm gonna clear my throat here. So that's that's where I'm at. So I don't really have anything to upgrade to. I'm just going to get some more buckets. We're going to get some more trees, and we're going to get some more taps on the trees. Get some more buckets on the trees for next year. And I have a lot of people who get really excited when I come around and tap the trees. They like to see the buckets and the process. And I'll update my Facebook when I'm on there for everybody locally, and they get to kind of see the season. My documentation of maple season is very rough. It's very hard to set up a camera, take a video. I wish I had somebody who would maybe like follow me around and help me document the season. It's nearly impossible. Nearly impossible for me to document maple season. That's why I'm here after the fact. When you have sap flowing and you got a boil and maybe you got your finishing pot out, and then the other things of life, I'm going to work, I'm taking care of my mom. It's just not possible. It's not possible. Very few people can actually document that whole process. And not that it's all a very exciting process in and of itself, which I enjoy the process, but I also understand that that may be a neat niche, a niche liking. So I think there's a way to document it, but as far as keeping the interest, I could probably figure something out, but I don't know. That's neither here nor there. I'm not sure if that'll ever happen, but it would be nice to have somebody just kind of follow me around and document everything. Even on a small scale. I'm not sitting here making hundreds of gallons of maple syrup. That would be nice, but that's just not the reality. But even for small scale, small scale people like to watch other small scale people. So, I mean, for that for that reason, it would be kind of cool. I don't know. Pardon me. I think the allergy stuff's been starting to kick in. That's why I dislike April. April's the worst month of the year. Just because of the storms and the tornadoes that we get and the allergy stuff. It's just April and May. I'm not a fan of April and May, even though I like to get the garden planted and going. Those are my two least favorite months are April and May. They're usually awful. We're either getting dumped on by rain or, then the mosquitoes start coming back out. At this point in my life, I really love the winter. There's no bugs, but the fall, after after the frosts in the fall, I could throw a flannel on or throw my wool jacket on, just kind of hang out outside by the campfire. No bugs or any of that stuff. So I have mixed emotions about summer. Yeah, it's nice to sit out in my chair and get a little sunshine, but I'm not a heat person. I don't like the heat. It starts creeping above 80 degrees, and I don't really enjoy it. Don't really enjoy it. So, but hey, thought I would just pop in and do a quick video. Haven't done anything in a while. Been very, 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 very busy, and right now we are looking towards garden season. And I may break down and buy a tiller this year. I might. I've kind of been on the fence about getting into some of the machinery type stuff. But there's some things that I want to do in the garden, make it bigger. It would be nice if I just had something that I could till some stuff in. Till, no till, the great debate anymore. From where I am, our soil, I think I benefit from tilling. We have a very rocky clay soil, and I've made multiple amendments over the past 9 years now. So on the fence about the tiller, but you know, I'll probably end up buying one. Anyways, stay safe out there. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see how this spring goes and into summer, and see if we can't get some corn growing, maybe. Get some of this maple syrup sold. So, see you next video.